If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 93 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start with an away game at White Hart Lane on this Easter Sunday. Hopefully you've enjoyed your Easter Sunday and gotten loads of chocolate eggs, obviously. And fingers crossed we can mark this occasion with some good results and hopefully a return to form, because we've been quite inconsistent recently in the Barclays Premier League, unfortunately, and we're out of the Capital One Cup. Obviously, we were able to get revenge on Southampton yesterday, but if you missed yesterday's episode, there is a link to it in the bottom left-hand side of your screen to take you there, or alternatively, feel free to check the channel page and the playlist for it. But obviously, we played the other side in North London yesterday with Arsenal, and today we'll be taking on the white half of that particular part of London, trying to get a result away from home again, and not really too confident, to be completely honest. They actually played a really nice move here. Harry Kane kind of kicks it against Paulinho, but then they work it really nicely. But unfortunately for Harry, not the best of connections on the shot with his left foot, and that definitely was not going to cause the goalkeeper any problems whatsoever. But as you can see, they were going to continue to be on top in the opening few minutes here in the first half. Harry Kane, nice turn, and then unselfishly squares it across to Etienne Capoue, who finds Andros Townsend, who draws a good save at the goalkeeper. Lewis Holtby puts it into the back of the net, and I thought genuinely we were 1-0 down there because it was such a tight offside call that I hadn't seen it. Fortunately for me, the linesman did, and you'll see from the replay, Lewis Holtby was the wrong side of the defensive line, but that is so close, so tight, and we just got the benefit of the doubt there, I guess, with the linesman's decision, but I'm glad we did. But Spaller's going to play the ball up towards Ryan Donaldson here. We're actually trying to have our first chance of the game. Turning aside here with Fabian Casada. Top save by Michel Vorm. I'm not really too sure why they weren't playing Hugo Lloris. Maybe they've sold him, I'm not sure. Obviously we are in the fourth season now, so plenty of transfers may have been done to this stage. But they're playing the is he Belgian, Michel Vorm? No, he's Dutch, isn't he? Playing the Dutchman, Michel Vorm in goal. We've got our Peruvian, Pedro Galese, in between the sticks, and so far he's playing okay. Made a couple of decent saves, another one just there, and then Tottenham continued to be on top in the second half, as you can see. Nessa Chadley with a nice turn down the right-hand side. Plenty of space for him to turn into the box and then get his shots off, but pretty tame, to be fair. Decent, comfortable save for Galese. We maintain our clean sheet. Unfortunately, though, they're maintaining their clean sheet to this particular moment in time, but Jenkins Chikawee has his first shot well blocked, but then Ryan Donaldson gets tackled, drops to Fabian Casada, gets it into Georgiev, his strike partner, but tame shot straight at the goalkeeper on his weaker right foot, and unfortunately we are still goalless. And then Etienne Capoue steals it off us in the middle of the park. Nasser Chadley plays a nice little 1-2. Harry Kane with a header, and that was a very important save by Pedro Galese, otherwise we may have found ourselves losing the game in the final moments. But despite Harry Kane's best efforts, they weren't able to get on the score sheet, Tottenham, and we take away a point from White Hart Lane. So pleased to have come away with a clean sheet and a decent result there, considering the way we played in it. Not necessarily the most threatening on the offensive side of things, but at least we were solid defensively. So we're hoping for better offensively in this game against Newcastle. Obviously, as you can see, we're towards the end of the first half already, though, by the time the first real chance came about. Nicholas Spaller plays it down the line to Ivan Stantler, and at least the first chance is going to come at the right end of the pitch. Casada skips past that challenge, and then, quite tidily, pops it into the bottom corner. They're playing Jack Anik in goal. Not really too sure where Tim Krul is. Potentially may have been sold on somewhere else, but we're into the start of the second half here, as you can see. Not really too sure what Michael Woods was doing there when it just kind of hit him on top of the head, but unfortunately, they equalised 5 minutes after half-time. Decent finish, though, at the near post. Brownie Day, I believe that was, the, of course, former West Bromwich Albion striker. But as you can see, they continue to be on top as we head deeper into the second half. Just past the hour mark now, Moussa Sissoko and Haidara, the French left-back, working it inside to Jack Colback. And then they lays it off to Remy Cabella. Brilliant finish, actually, to be fair, with a couple of defenders in front of him. Goalkeeper was unsighted, and after being 1-0 down, Newcastle now find themselves in front, and they continued to dominate this second half. Johan Gouffran going to break into the box, stand it up, there's Jack Colback. Eventually, it drops to Remy Cabella. Good save by Galese and palms it away, but the danger isn't gone just yet. Moussa Sissoko lays it off to Daryl Yanmat, and they're going to work it back into the box again. Jack Colback, not really too sure where he was going there, just twisting and turning, couldn't really make up his mind as to which way he wanted to change direction. Cabella gets fouled. I kind of switched off expecting the free kick to be given, and Jack Colback pounces on the loose ball, takes the advantage, and of course buries it. So we're 3-1 down now, and still they came at me down this left hand side. Haidara again into Sissoko, into Gouffran, ran across to Remy Cabet, lets it run across his body, under pressure from the defender there, but he just lets rip with a screamer from the edge of the box. 86th minute, it's Newcastle 4, Cambridge United 1, and that is the most resounding defeat we've had so far this particular season in the Barclays Premier League, and I was not happy with that. We had a decent amount of possession, an okay amount of chances. Perhaps, obviously, I wasn't quite as accurate with my chances as I should have been, but it's been a while since the team has been that ruthless in front of goal against us. So I was quite disappointed. But we had another home game to try and make it up. But obviously, as you can see, Manchester City are the opponents. So despite the fact they're having a poor season so far, down in 9th, we can pretty much expect a tough game here. You know, obviously they're one of the better sides in the division, and if ever they wanted to pick up 3 points and get their season back on track, it would probably be against one of the newly promoted sides. So we were definitely going to be up for another tough test at home. Starting my strongest 11 though, obviously, because it's probably one of the hardest games we've had at home so far this year. Obviously, we've already welcomed Chelsea to the Abbey Stadium, and we were able to get a 1-1 draw out of that game, albeit with Ramirez getting sent off. And you can see they're starting a very strong lineup. It's actually Jay Rodriguez, not Hesse or James, in their wide positions. So it was a strange transfer for them to make, but Fernando somehow manages to get that behind my defender, and then I'm really disappointed with the shot at the near post. Similar to the Brownie Day goal in the previous game, Keeps really should have done better then. I was quite disappointed with Galese. He's been very, very good to this point, but 2 near post OP shots in the past 2 games have really made me question whether he's in a good enough run of form to be able to keep his first team spot. Decent header there from Fernandinho this time, the other Brazilian in their holding midfield pairing, but this time it was over the top of the bar, fortunately. But they continued to dominate. I definitely wasn't playing very good football today, you can tell from this particular episode. We were able to scramble a draw at White Hart Lane, but were distinctly unimpressive at home against Newcastle and continued to play quite poorly in this one against City. We're now 2-0 down as we head into the second half, and we actually, to be fair, rallied very well in this second period. I went for a near post OP shot myself there, but Willy Caballero was able to make a good save. Mangala congratulating his goalkeeper, showing him his appreciation for that decent save. We continue to be on top. Gabbiadini with a shot this time, and another top save by the Argentinian in between the sticks. Does go out for a corner, but unfortunately nothing came of it. But we're just after the hour mark now, continuing to be on top. Like I say, we did have a very, very effective second period here. The question was, can we just get the ball into the back of the net? Cassidy with a shot this time, and a good save again by Willy Caballeros. We will continue to kind of barrage on the door, knock on the door and try and knock it down. We lay it off to Jenkins Chikawee from the free kick. Not really too sure why that went in, to be completely honest. It was straight at Keeps. Don't know whether he was unsighted with a wall in front of him, or perhaps the way that the wall broke up and just turned their backs and then just completely split up in 4 different directions, put him off in front of him. But we got a goal back from Jenkins, and then we get a free kick here again in a similar-ish position, 27 yards out. I try and get it into the back of the net. It's a terrible attempt at a free kick. Chikawee's shot is then well blocked. It drops to Sporlo, who hits that very cleanly. Unfortunately, though, straight at Willy Caballero, and this time he saves it rather than letting it go in. So unfortunately, we get 2 back-to-back defeats for the first time in the Barclays Premier League, and we're starting to hit that phase that we've hit every single season to this point in this series. We start off brilliantly for the first 10 games or so, then have a bit of an inconsistent spell as we head towards January, and then maybe strengthen again as we head towards the kind of February-March period. So I'm hoping that we can perhaps improve slightly in the next few episodes and maintain at least our top half status in the Barclays Premier League right now. But fingers crossed we can get some good results tomorrow. Of course, we'll have a squad report as well, and the January transfer window isn't too far around the corner, but that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, and I'll see you next time.
Manchester United.